How tough are you?
How tough am I? You got a new bottle of ketchup?
Sure.
It's on!
Toughest. In the movie Novacaine, Jack Quaid's character feels no pain. In real life, the condition is called Congenital Insensitivity to Pain, or CIP. It is extremely rare, 1 in 125 million, about a couple of hundred people in the whole world. It sounds cool, but in real life it totally sucks. We have pain for a reason, to avoid dangers. People with CIP smell their hand burning on the stove before they feel anything. Many children with it die before the age of 3 because they don't cry when they're sick or hurt themselves. Those who live to adulthood need to get constant checkups to make sure they are not sick or injured. If this wasn't enough, people with CIP tend to take huge risks in life that we would never take because we're afraid of the resulting pain, leading many to die from crazy decisions.
Oh, no, stop it. Wow, that hurt. That one hurt the most.
Toughest. Here are 3 mega tough YouTubers taking excruciating pain for your education. First, Coyote Peterson. He has used Justin Schmidt's Sting Pain Index to test what was the worst bite or sting. Some claim he overreacts to the bites. Let's see you get stung by an executioner wasp and I'll compare. Next we have Mehdi Sadagnar from Electro Boom. Sure, most of his electrocutions are staged to show you the dangers of electricity, but he admitted in his Jacob's Ladder episode that he almost died when he got shocked.
Almost killed myself.
Lastly, we have Drugs Lab, a YouTube channel where 3 hosts try a different drug each episode and describe the experience. The show is funded by the Netherlands Ministry of Education to teach young people about the effects of drugs on their body and brain. Toughest. Jackie Chan's father was a Chinese spy, and his mother was an opium smuggler. They met when his dad arrested his mom. Both parents fled to Australia and left Jackie in China, enrolling him in a drama academy for 10 years. He learned acting, acrobatics, and martial arts. The students were barely given enough food to survive and were beaten daily. Raised in this horrible world taught him to be as tough as nails. Here are a few of the injuries he has walked off in his career. In Project A, he fell 60 feet, landing on his neck, also breaking his nose and fingers. Sliding down a pole in Police Story, Chan sustained numerous burns, electrical shocks, and a broken vertebrae. He fell out of a tree in Armor of God and fractured his skull. In Police Story 3, a helicopter ran into him, tearing his shoulder muscle and breaking his cheekbone. And finally, in Rumble in the Bronx, he broke his ankle, but had to make a cast that looked like his shoe so he could keep shooting. Toughest. El Salvador's Secot prison is considered the toughest in the world. Gangland murders in El Salvador were out of control. On March 26 of 2022, 62 people were killed in one day. The president declared a state of emergency and over the next 2 years arrested 70,000 people, including 3,000 children. That's 1% of the whole country. The new prison holds 40,000. Each cell has 100 men, but only 80 metal beds, no mattresses. 2 toilets set in the open, no utensils, they can be used as weapons, and the lights stay on 24/7. The guards wear masks so as not to be identified on the outside. There are 2 main clans, MS-13 and Barrio 18. They have offered to house violent U.S. criminals for a fee.
He has agreed to accept for deportation any illegal alien in the United States who is a criminal.
Toughest. 17-year-old Julianne Kopka's plane was struck by lightning when it was 3,000 meters in the air over the Amazon rainforest. Her row of seats were sucked out and she fell. Nobody is sure how she survived from that height. Possibly the seats acted like a helicopter or parachute. When she came to, she had a concussion, a broken collarbone, torn knee ligament, and a deep cut on her arm. She had only one shoe and a floral mini dress she had bought for her prom. Mommy? Luckily, both her parents were scientists and the family had lived in the rainforest for years. She followed a stream for 9 days until she found a cabin. By this point, botflies had laid eggs in her arm wound and they were now maggots eating into her flesh. She poured gasoline on the cut to kill them. Eventually, the lumberjacks returned to their cabin and saved her. 14 other passengers survived the crash, but they all died waiting for rescue, including Juliana's mother. Sophie Turner was set to play Juliana, but ended up making this plane crash movie instead, Toughest. Vagina weightlifting is a thing. It's like Kegels on steroids. Basically, you have an egg-shaped object that the weight hangs from. The egg goes, well, you know where. You squeeze and lift. Tatiana Konjevnikova holds the world record lift, 31 pounds. Guinness claims there is no category for that. Pussies. Oh wait, that's a compliment. Toughest.
How was prison?
First question. Who's the biggest, toughest guy in this house?
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I believe I hold the distinction of...
And that's all there is to know about Toughest.